Hi, I'm Charles with Anycap. Previously, Mofan was somehow able to awaken two rare talents, but kept it a secret. When faced with impossible odds in a duel, Mofan finally reveals his two talents to everyone. Mofan is forced to move to another city where he would shockingly awaken another two talents, which he again decides to keep a secret. The story continues as we see Mofan attempt to capture a beast. This proves to be much more difficult than he anticipated, and the stress it puts on his body is obvious. One of the instructors tries to remind him that he is supposed to be requesting the help of the beast by asking that it leaves its dimensional plane to come to this one. It is important to develop a mutual understanding rather than subduing it with force. Mofan's magic abilities are already limited, and he has to expend energy every time he attempts to attach a spiritual imprint, so he can't fail again. His more gentle approach works on the ill-tempered beast, and it comes to his dimension. The interviewers can't believe he has managed to summon an archwolf on his first try, and realize that his will is much stronger than they thought. The summoning department wants to accept Mofan, but Song explains that the beast isn't so special and he could defeat a team of them. He challenges them to a fight and Mofan accepts, explaining that he would hate to have summoned his wolf just for show. An instructor sees that Song is able to use mid-tier magic, and his servant can't believe that Song has revealed his true strength so soon. He reveals that Song is a mid-tier mage with both earth and ice magic. The instructors beg for the fight to stop, but Song explains that there will be no mercy, and he wants to give Mofan a lesson that he will remember for the rest of his life. However, he is shocked to see that they are all actually begging for Mofan to stop and calm down, as he has become enraged. Mofan warns that he will end the life of anyone that hurts his wolf, and Song's servant begs for him to undo his spell. The interviewer is baffled that Mofan has chosen to progress his summoning talent instead of his lightning, but accepts his decision and accepts him as a student of the summoning department. Song is accepted into the earth department since he has learned his lesson. Later, Mofan arrives to the first day of class and is disappointed to see that there are only 6 other students, and none of them are girls. Their instructor explains that the summoning class is the most unique since the learning will be unsupervised. The students will have the freedom to learn at their own pace and even attend other classes if they want, which works out perfectly for Mofan and his 4 talents. Furthermore, there is a welcome party the university does that will reward the top 2 students with a vial of something they call Blood of Brute. The blood enables a summoning beast to undergo metamorphosis, which will increase its strength tremendously. The only other information he gives about the welcome party though is that it could either enhance their status at the school or make them a laughingstock. Mofan would later meet his roommates Manyang and Ping. They explain that in years past, the welcome party puts each new student alone in a cage to battle a monster to display their power to everyone. Mofan is excited to fight a demon, but they reveal that the monsters put in the cage are the new summoner students' beasts. Mofan is shocked, but Ping can only envy Mofan since it will help him attract the attention of all the girls. That might even include a girl named Mu, who he explains is the most beautiful girl in the entire school. Later, Manyan explains that the summoning students going up against the entire school will be tough, and offers to give him help if he needs it. Mofan reminds him that they are the same level though, and can't imagine how he could help, but Manyan simply says that he will see soon enough. Just then, Mofan must urgently leave when he senses that his wolf has picked another fight in its dimension. It loves to fight constantly, but has pushed itself too far this time, and Mofan manages to keep it from dying. However, it is clear that his wolf cannot participate in the event in this condition. On the day of the event, we see that students know all the information on the beasts of the summoners, except for Mofan's. They plan to attack the weakest one so that they can get their reward. The director of the school gives a short speech about how graduates of the school should all aspire to be great heroes that change the world for the better, and then introduces the summoning students. The first volunteer steps forward and is immediately confronted by a group of students. Undeterred, he recommends they all attack at once and calls upon his beast. The scorpion beast is ferocious, and an instructor must step in to stop it from killing a student. Ping uses that moment to close the distance with the beast and blinds it with his light ability. Everyone is impressed, but it is short-lived as the insect beast has poor vision anyway and tosses Ping aside. Not even a lightning mage is able to harm the beast, and the audience can hardly watch as it mercilessly beats down on the other students. The other summoners are impressed that their classmate has lasted 3 rounds, but one of them points out that the beast is running out of energy. He is correct and the beast is defeated. One of the summoners explains that it is actually a good thing since that only leaves 5 others competing for the Blood of Brute. However, another student questions if he has been skipping math class since 6 are left, but he explains that he wasn't counting the useless Mofan. They argue about who should go next, and Mofan explains that his beast is injured, which only reinforces their poor opinion of him. The crowd begins to taunt them, and their most timid member steps up to summon his beast. The students wonder if the tiny monster has even been neutered yet, and one of them decides to toy with it. Next up is Zen. The students are familiar with him as he is known for being strong, and he summons his stone golem. Zen apologizes as their attacks are useless against his golem, even the lightning ones. We then see that the girl who had escorted Mofan during his summoner awakening also attends the school. Her name is Quinn, and she speaks to her boss on the phone about Mofan. He recommends that she marry him, since he is amazing for being accepted into the summoning department after only 1 year. Her friend is annoyed when he overhears the conversation and vows to kill Mofan for stealing her away from him. After battling for a long while, the golem begins to take damage, and Zen concedes, explaining that he isn't willing to ignore its safety just for a reward. Some students explain that the summoners must defeat 100 students to get the reward, and if they don't, the resources will be given to the other departments. The next beast is revealed to be a ghoul that not only eats corpses but living humans as well. Song emerges and asks that everyone save their thank yous for later. The summoner falls to the ground after the ghoul is defeated, and some instructors wonder if they should end the event, but are told that injuries are an important part of their development. Song explains that there is only one summoner left and will leave it to the rest of them. All the other students have been waiting for their strong beast to be defeated and now call out for the weak coward that is left. A teacher says that he will ask that they end the event, but Mofan reveals that that won't be necessary since he can sense that his archwolf has just woken up. Mofan calls upon his beast that sends the students airborne as the spectators witness the rare archwolf. The instructor can tell that his wolf has become more powerful than before. Quinn's friend gathers the group for a simultaneous attack, and Mofan simply asks that his wolf attack to his heart's content. It does, and the students prove to be pretty resilient as they refuse to go down easily. One of them uses a magic item as a last defense, but the wolf hardly notices. It prepares its final attack, but Mofan calls it back, and everyone finally understands that the final summoner wasn't weak at all. The other summoners are excited to see that they will meet their quota to win, but Mofan explains that it is not enough to satisfy him. He points out to the dean that the event is completely unfair. If they fail to defeat 100 students, all the resources for the semester will be distributed to the students in the other departments. But if they succeed, then they only get to keep the resources they already have. The dean completely agrees and reveals that there is actually an even higher goal. If summoners are able to defeat 200 students, all the training resources of all the other departments will be theirs. This wasn't announced originally since no group of summoners has ever managed to accomplish it. The other students can't believe how outrageous it would be for the resources of 5,000 students to go to a group of 7. Just then, Mofan reveals to everyone that he has an announcement. He explains that he requires more resources than the average mage and must apologize since he will have to take all of theirs. Everyone can't believe how crazy Mofan seems to be and refuses to let someone so arrogant take their resources. They feel like he is looking down on all of them and want to make him pay for it. Mofan thinks about how he has 4 talents to train and doesn't want to waste the amazing opportunity to earn valuable training resources. More students enter the arena determined to defeat Mofan, but his beast proves to be far too powerful. The students try their best at teamwork, but that fails as well. Someone from a prestigious family emerges from the crowd and explains that he has become very annoyed. Mofan is just glad to see someone that is actually worth his time, and the two exchange blows. The guy intends to defeat the beast first and then move on to teaching Mofan a lesson. He is cheered on by others who join in, and Mofan commands his beast to ignore the wind user for the time being. Mofan is surprised to see that the guy also has the botany talent, but can tell that it is still at the beginner level and is easily avoided. The guy becomes frustrated, and a student points out that he is breaking the rules when he attempts to attack Mofan directly instead of the summoned beast. However, an instructor explains that the event is supposed to resemble what an actual battle would be like, and attacking the summoners isn't against the rules. It doesn't matter though, as Mofan unleashes his lightning magic to defeat the guy. Everyone watches in amazement at how he can control a powerful beast and be skilled with lightning talent. Some students begin to lose hope, but Mofan taunts them a bit and they try again. He plans to keep his promise of showing no mercy, and an instructor reveals that the total count has risen to 150 mages, but she wonders if the dean actually intends to award them what he promised. We then see that a student named Feng is part of a noble family, and famous for being the earliest student to have reached mid-tier magic in the school. His friend is annoyed with Mofan like everyone else, but Feng explains that he can't complain since he hasn't trained hard enough to do anything about Mofan's arrogance. His friend can't believe he is going to challenge Mofan, but Feng explains that he is actually going to teach him a lesson. An instructor reveals that Feng is from a wealthy family that couldn't care less about resources, and that he is only acting because he saw that Mingzhu Academy was getting humiliated. Feng confronts Mofan and explains that he can get away with talking down to normal people, but should be more respectful to those that are part of a noble family. However, Mofan seems to be half asleep as he wonders why his new opponent talks so much. Feng attempts to activate his armor before Mofan's attack, but can't and must be saved. The instructor explains that he couldn't defend himself and is considered eliminated, but Feng must be forced out. The instructor then reveals that the count has now reached 199, but no one is up to the task. Song cowers in fear, but the popular Mu arrives to challenge Mofan. He is immediately able to sense how powerful she actually is and offers to make her a deal. He explains that if she were to defeat him, then her reward would be the summoner's resources that would need to be split with her classmates. However, if she simply lets him win, then he will give her 30% of all the department's resources that he will be rewarded. She thinks he is adorable for making such an offer after he had fought so hard, and he explains that it would be a small price to pay for making friends with such a beautiful woman. He has captured her interest, but she explains that she will only agree if she gets the 70% instead. He respects her ambition, but refuses the deal, and so the two begin their fight. Thanks for watching part 10. If the video gets 10,000 likes, I'll know you want to continue the series and I'll make a part 11.